Hey guys, so I'm back, obviously cooking up a storm for you so that you guys really kick this detox's ass and take your life to the next level, which is the fifth dimension of reality. And through that is, helping you get there is food. So what we're going to do today, so I have my Mexican soup here, just chilling. I have my other pan here. It has olive oil in it, and I have my bone broth and my chicken still here. So what we're going to do is we're going to start again with the mirepoix. So I have 2 onions, 4 carrots sliced, and the other half of a whole entire big, huge thing of celery. So we're just going to throw this in. It's going to be awesome. So this is going to be like a very green soup. That is like my biggest plan for this soup, is to make it like super green. So we have dinosaur kale, a whole head of dinosaur kale. I'm going to try to put in this whole entire thing of spinach. You know how spinach goes. It looks really big, and then you put it in and it just disintegrates into nothing. We also have here a whole entire head of garlic, zucchini, 3 zucchinis sliced. And here is all of my herbs. So we have a whole entire bush of parsley chopped. Again, parsley, just like cilantro, is a chelator for heavy metals. I'm gonna throw in some salt, Redmond salt. Just so you guys know, pink salt and this kind of salt does not raise your blood pressure. Okay, iodized salt raises your blood pressure. People always ask me, wow, you use a lot of salt. I'm like, it's not a big deal. I don't have high blood pressure, and that does not raise your blood pressure. I have so let's see here. I have a whole bushel of parsley. I have a bunch of sage, a bunch of rosemary, a bunch of thyme, and a bunch of oregano, all fresh, chopped up here. It looks like a lot of herbs, but I really love soup that has like very herbaceous flavors. So we're gonna let this guy work down just like we did with the other soup. I'm gonna put in a bunch of fresh cracked black pepper. Perfect. Just gonna let this cook down. So I like to get this really, really cooked down so it's nice and soft. I like when it browns a little bit because it just has good flavor. And then I'm going to see if we can get some of this red cabbage in as well. We'll see what happens. And then the noodles for my chicken noodle soup is going to be miracle noodles. 2 bags of miracle noodles here. This one's angel hair. And then for other spices, I'm just going to do a couple bay leaves and see how that tastes. You could also put turmeric in your soup. It won't really affect the flavor. I mean, if you put a lot of turmeric, it will affect the flavor. But again, turmeric is wonderful, absolutely wonderful for anti-inflammatory properties. And that's what this detox is all about. It's about getting the highest vibrational frequency food into your body. The highest vibrational frequency, meaning it's vibrating at 65 to 10,000, so 6,500 to 10,000 angstrom. And that's what this soup is. All the soup and all the food that I'm making for these detoxes over the next 4 weeks and beyond, all are vibrating at a very, very, very high vibrational frequency. So this is kind of like my play on, like, your chicken noodle soup that your mom used to make you when you were sick as a kid. It's really flavorful and yummy. We got our Mexican soup working here. It looks so good. So good. I love soup. And I think right now, especially, like, it is just the time. It's the time for soup. It's so cold. It's still super raw. Last night we had a crazy windstorm here. Where we lost all of our lawn furniture, went down the hill, and Matt was outside, pretty much bollocky bare ass naked in his robe, getting the chairs off the lawn. So it was a little bit crazy. This looks really good. All right, so now I'm going to throw in my garlic. So a whole entire head chopped of fresh organic garlic. Like I said before, also an amazing chelator. Smells so good in here, guys. And then because I have a lay down freezer in my garage, I will put this all in Tupperware. Whatever I can't fit in my fridge, I'll put this all in Tupperware, and I will store it. So over the next couple of weeks, I have this Mexican soup. I'm gonna have this chicken noodle soup, and then I have a ton of leftovers from that beef soup that I made last week with the beef shanks and the brisket. So freaking good. The one thing that I didn't put in here that I usually do is mushrooms. I really love mushrooms in a chicken noodle soup. I don't know why, I just really like it. I just wasn't feeling it today. Plus, this week I had ordered 2 packages of mushrooms, and Matt has requested for me to make a whole roast chicken. So my favorite thing to do when I make a whole roast chicken is to do mushrooms. It's so yummy, like sops up the juices of the chicken. I absolutely love that. So I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna hold off on that. Depending on how much we can get in this pot today too. Like I said, I'm gonna try to throw the cabbage in, but if it doesn't work, I'm gonna save that red cabbage. I'm gonna slice it down even finer, and I'm gonna make a Mexican slaw. I was talking about that on my last soup video. So this looks really good. It smells yummy. Love the smell of garlic and just veggies. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna throw in my zucchini. So 3 zucchinis, chopped, just sliced into rings. Let that work. And now I'm gonna throw in my dinosaur or Jacinto kale. Yum. Just cook it down. And I'll let this soup just be on the stove pretty much all day. Absolutely love this soup. Okay, let's do it. Let's see how much we can pack in this soup. You know, baby spinach is such a liar. It's the same thing, right? It's like $6 from Whole Foods, and it feeds like 1 person. So see how much I can get in here. Sometimes you gotta throw some in like this. I know what I'll do. I'm gonna take the bone broth and put some bone broth over it. That will start to work it down. Okay, so I got my cup here. I'm gonna throw some bone broth. So I got 1 cup, 2 cups, 3 cups, 4 cups. I'm gonna probably end up putting the whole thing in here. 5, 6. I don't think the cabbage is going in here, guys. 7, 8. I need a new soup pot. I need a big ass soup pot, like the ones that they have in restaurants. 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, it's coming up. 13, 14. I'm sure you guys are like just so bored out of your minds right now. 15. Okay, I'm gonna stop there. I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna take my chicken out of my pot, get it all into the soup. So good. Oh, I see a bone. This is so Portuguese of me. Let's leave in bones in my soup. One time when I was little, my grandmother, my mom's mom, my Portuguese grandmother, she had diabetes. She was really, really sick. She just didn't take care of herself, ate like shit. just didn't give a fuck. But I remember she was such a great cook, and she lost her eyesight. And I remember one time we were eating her chicken soup, her Portuguese chicken soup, which I loved. And I remember spooning the food into my mouth, and there was a twist tie in the soup from the chicken legs. She just fucking couldn't see it and left it in there. That was an interesting day in my house eating as a child. Okay, looks good. All right. So we got some nice extra leftover bone broth there. I'm just gonna work this in. This looks so good, guys. I'm so pumped for this soup. I love soup. I do. It's one of my favorite things in the whole wide world. A lot of people don't like soup, and I'm like, we can't be friends. You don't like soup, we cannot be friends. Okay, so now I might add the rest of the spinach, who knows. Now I got all my herbs. My herbs are going in. Very herbaceous soup. Remember, this is a detox soup, so all these herbs are there to help chelate the heavy metals. Then I'm gonna do, depending on how big the bay leaves are, I'm gonna do 2 to 3 bay leaves in my soup. Let's do 3. You know, I always like to go overboard. I do. It's just who I am. Perfect. And I'm gonna throw in my noodles. Nice. Perfect. All right, that's it. And then I'm gonna check the way it tastes. I'm gonna see if it needs more salt. That's what a good chef does. She always tastes her food. You can tell when you go to a restaurant what chefs are tasting their food and what are not, which ones are not. Perfect. And that is just a regular chicken noodle soup with miracle noodles. Super easy, so healthy, and just so flavorful. I'll take a picture when I'm done. Love you guys.